This video is an urgent message for the person who feels like they're wasting away their potential, because I was in that position for years and I know how painful it is. You see, personal development content is both a gift and a curse. It's a gift because it helps you realize what you could become. It helps you realize the incredible things that you could be. But then it's a curse because it widens the gap between where you are now and where you want to get to. And that gap is painful. Knowing that you could be so much more than you are today really hurts. It makes you feel weak. It makes you feel not good enough. If you're in that situation, I have two messages for you. First of all, you have this idea of your potential. You have this idea of perfection. You wake up early in the morning, maybe it's 5 a.m. You execute on your morning routine. You journal, you meditate, you eat well, you go to the gym, you work out. Then it comes to work and you execute fully with all of your focus. You do incredible work. You're in the zone, you're in flow state throughout the whole day. You finish work, you go to the gym again, maybe you go on a run, maybe you go on a walk in nature, maybe you do more journaling, maybe you read a book. You have this idea of your perfect day. You have this idea of who you could become, someone who constantly makes great decisions, someone who's confident at all times. But what you have to understand is that nobody is ever like that. You see, greatness comes from being good repeatedly, and good is good enough. You don't have to be perfect in order to live a great life. You just have to be good, and you have to be good consistently. You see, I see people that try to optimize their diet to be perfect. And what happens is they stick with it for a few days, then they fall off their diet. When what would be a lot better than, instead of optimizing for a perfect diet, is optimizing for a diet that's good and that you can stick with in the long run. So instead of optimizing for perfection, optimize for good and then optimize to stay at good for as long as possible. That's the first message. The second message is to stop beating yourself up. My friend Cade used to tell this story where he saw somebody smoking 2 cigarettes at the same time, and he went up to them and he asked them, "Why are you smoking these cigarettes?" The man said, "Well, I quit smoking cigarettes a week ago." And my friend Cade said, "Well, why are you now smoking 2 cigarettes?" The man replied and said, "I'm smoking the first cigarette because I relapsed. And I'm smoking the second cigarette because I feel guilty about the fact that I relapsed." When you label yourself as bad, you label what's going on as not good, you fail to learn a lesson that is within the situation as it is. You see, the world operates on cause and effect. Things happen that causes other things to happen. So if you're procrastinating, you're not the kind of person that you want to be. There's a reason for that. There are causes that lead to those effects. And as soon as you start to bully yourself, you don't view the causes that lead to the effect objectively. You say, "I'm bad," and that's it. Whereas if you remove the story you're telling yourself that you're bad, now you have an opportunity to analyze the causes objectively. And when you see the causes objectively, the reason you are the way you are because of your childhood, because of your DNA, because of things that have happened to you, now you can accept the past and you can start to change the causes moving on into the future. View the thing objectively, learn the lesson, and move on knowing that you can be better than where you are now. This is really just a message for my old self a few years ago, and I hope that this hits home with the person who needs it most.